Everyone, and welcome to this month's wellness class. This is the fifth wellness class in my continuing series, monthly classes, exploring wellness with essential oils. And for this particular class today, we're going to be talking about respiratory wellness. So, be prepared for the cold season. So before we go any further, let me just quickly pray over this class and then we can move on. So, Father, in the name of Jesus, I want to thank you for this day. This is the day that you have made. I rejoice and I'm glad in it. I pray for your hand and your guidance, even as I teach this class on respiratory wellness, that those who are watching may be empowered with information to help them stay well during the cold season. I commit the broadcast into your hands for all who are watching now and who are watching on the replay. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. My name is Bree. For those of you who don't know me, I'm so excited you're here. Karibuni sana. I've been oiling for over actually 13 years, but with doTERRA specifically for 8 years. And one of my greatest passion is in teaching people how to use essential oils as a wellness tool every day, safely and effectively. So before we go very far, this is an informational webinar. It's not intended to replace proper medical advice. And this class is specific to doTERRA essential oils. However, if you just want to get some general information on how essential oils work, you're also very welcome. Feel at home here. You're encouraged to seek medical advice where it is prudent and necessary for you to do so. So this is my fifth wellness class, like I said before, and my primary focus today will be to empower you in terms of your respiratory health and wellness. So the overarching theme for this class is prevention is better than cure. So the aim of this class actually is to empower you with information that would help you put in place routines and habits to help you support your respiratory wellness, so that you're not caught off guard by illnesses and bugs and infections that go around during the cold season. Right now in Nairobi, you can see the weather is transitioning. It's cooling down significantly in preparation for July, when the official cold season actually begins. So we're going to be talking about what the respiratory system is. We're going to be talking about, what factors can affect and impact proper breathing. And then I'm going to talk you through the place of essential oils in supporting respiratory wellness. And lastly, we're going to get really practical on how we can stay well during the cold season. What is the respiratory system? And we have to understand what a system is in the first place. So in the context of a body, a system is a group of organs that are responsible for performing one or more vital functions. In this case, the respiratory system is responsible for breathing. It is what keeps you alive, and it's made up of the lungs, the bronchi, the airways, and the lungs, the bronchi, the airways. So this is a complex and intricate network. It's a complex process. And what I'm going to do here is just really summarize it the way I understood it from my research. No frills, no drama, but it's actually much more complicated than what I'm about to explain. So we breathe in oxygen through our mouth, through our nose. It goes down the trachea, it goes down the windpipe, and eventually finds itself into the lungs, where there's a whole filtration system that takes place. And then this oxygenated air is transported to the rest of the body through veins and vessels and all that good stuff. So each breath is used by our body to transport oxygen to your cells, which will help them grow, reproduce, and perform their different functions. So along the respiratory passageways, there are cilia, which are tiny hairs, and there's also a mucoid layer, which will help filter, warm, and humidify air as it flows through the rest of your body. And, the average adult will take between 12 to 20 breaths per minute, which is approximately 18,000 to 30,000 breaths per day. And it's normally a very unconscious action. We don't even think about it, but yet we are breathing. And if we don't breathe, we die. So studies have shown, and I actually love this illustration, which just talks, this would be like your windpipe, and then you've got your airways, which are branching out into your lungs. It's a very beautiful system to kind of, when you think about the magnitude and the magnitude of it, It's a very big thing, right? So studies have suggested that, breathing calmly, slowly, and more confidently would have beneficial effects on emotions and overall wellness. And I just want to highlight 4 that I thought were very interesting in the course of my research. Our bodies, our cells, our organs all need oxygen to function more effectively. Our body will create fuel by using oxygen. So proper breathing will help your organs function more effectively. At the end of the day, what we're looking for is ways to help our bodies take in more oxygen that are needed by our cells and organs in order to function optimally. Then the other thing is, extra oxygen is useful for the body and mind by improving your stamina and by increasing your energy. And then 70% of the body's detoxification happens through breathing. The other 30% is done through the bowel, the kidneys, the liver, the lymphatic system, and the digestive tract. And lastly, calm breathing will help regulate the nervous system, reducing stress by releasing the body's relaxation response, which are endorphins. If you contrast that with you're panicked or anxious, your breaths are shallow and faster and labored. And what that does is it triggers your body's fight or flight mechanism, and then your body goes into production of cortisol, which is a stress hormone. And what that does is it will disrupt your body's process. So one of the I don't want to call it advice, but one of the counsel that people are told when you're feeling anxious is, take a deep breath, because you don't want to release cortisol in your body. What you want is to trigger the production of endorphins, which will help your body relax and which in turn will regulate your nervous system. So taking a breath break in between the day to really intentionally breathe into your body and out is very useful as a form of self-care. So what are some of the factors that can negatively impact how you breathe? And in the course of my research, one of the things I found that was very fascinating was that 9 out of 10, the reasons are related to choices we are making or the lifestyle we are living. And so something like smoking, for example, will damage the alveoli, which lead into the lungs, making them less efficient. Your lungs are the ones that are responsible for filtering the air that gets into your body. And as they expand, your capacity to take in more oxygen expands, and that has an overall effect on your body. So if you're smoking, you're damaging your alveoli, right? Bad posture. And this is very interesting to me because, when you're slouching over, what you're doing is you're compressing and contracting your diaphragm. And let me actually read what I wrote here. Poor posture is linked to poor diaphragm mobility, poor chest expansion, reduced ventilation, which will in turn lower your respiratory capacity. That means it reduces the oxygen that is readily available to you because you have squeezed things in, as opposed to when you're expansive and more air is coming into your body. So lack of exercise and being overweight just has the same thing. It is all about squeezing and contracting, and because your breathing organs are literally being squeezed in. So what that also means is your respiratory capacity is reduced, and then you have no stamina because you don't have enough oxygen when you exert yourself physically. The other thing is, synthetic fragrances and toxins. And this is something that is pretty much unavoidable because almost everything, 95% of everything that we're using in our homes has a fragrance or a toxin attached to it. And what this does is that it's a respiratory irritant and a sensitizer. Okay, so that is why you find people are having a lot of headaches. That's why you're having people are having a lot of stuffed noses. There are more cases of asthma and bronchitis. You want to look at the kind of things that you're taking into your body through your nose and through your mouth, right? Have constant stress, and I'm going to talk about that first before I move on to seasonal concerns. And what constant stress does is that it causes your respiratory system to work harder, work faster. You're always in fight or flight, always releasing cortisol, which will lead to wear and tear of your body's organs. And the last one, which is not necessarily a lifestyle related issue, is seasonal concerns. So when the temperatures drop suddenly, or it's all of a sudden it's hot, then it's cold, these fluctuations can have an effect on your respiratory system. When there is so much pollen in the air. You've heard of people who have pollen allergies, and this can lead to stuffy noses, sore throats, excess mucus, sneezing all the time. So these are things that have to do with the natural environment, which you don't necessarily have are playing a part in, right? So this then begs the question, what role, therefore, do essential oils play in respiratory wellness? And my very first class on essential oil wellness really was on building wellness habits with essential oils. And I explained in detail what essential oils are and how they function in the context of a wellness lifestyle. So as a wellness tool, essential oils are safe because these are aromatic plant compounds. They're derived from plants. They are versatile. They have many uses. They're therapeutic. They work on different body systems. They work relatively quickly. From the time you inhale an oil to the time it gets onto your body, it can take anything between 2 seconds and 22 minutes. They're natural and they're very effective. So what makes an essential oil effective and therapeutic and potent is really determined by its chemical composition. And if you've had me teach before, you know that I say essential oils is both a science and an art. It's a science because there is scientific research and evidence that proves and backs up claims that essential oils are healing. And they are healing because of specific aromatic compounds which have been studied. So in this class today, I'm going to really focus on 3 aromatic compounds which have been shown to promote respiratory wellness. And those are 1,8-cineol, limonene, and ketones. Now, as a result of having these aromatic compounds, essential oils therefore have therapeutic properties. So an aromatic compound is responsible for a certain property, a certain healing and therapeutic property in an essential oil. And I want to highlight a few that are very important in the context of respiratory wellness. And these therapeutic properties are what make the essential oils useful. So they are mucolytic, which means they dissolve thick mucus. They are spasmolytic, which means they relieve spasms or muscle relaxants. Another way you'd hear them be described is they're antispasmodic. The key word there is spasms. They're antitussive, which means they prevent and make colds less severe. They're antiseptic, and this is a very important one in terms of prevention. They prevent the growth of disease-causing microorganisms. They're immunostimulants, which means they strengthen your immunity. They're expectorant, which means they offer relief for dry coughs. They help clear your airways. They help you recover from coughing, and they help soothe inflammation, which has been caused by irritated sore throats or coughs, right? They're also decongestant, and a decongestant is simply that it will ease the system of a congested nose. You know, when your nose is, you know how you just feel so stuffy? So having a decongestant oil will really help ease that. They're analgesic, which means they help to relieve pain. Antimicrobial, they help fight against microbes, and in this case, viruses, fungi, bacteria, depending. So it could be antiviral, antifungal, or antibacterial. They're adaptogenic, and this is a very exciting characteristic of all essential oils, that they restore balance in the body depending on the need. So where you're hot, you can find an essential oil that will help cool you down. Where you're cold, you can find an essential oil that will help bring heat to the body. So essential oils will go to the areas where they're needed most and help restore a sense of homeostasis or balance in the body. And then they're air cleansers, and they purify the air of microbes and microorganisms, which is where diffusing oils would be very useful as a preventive and as a management measure. Lastly, they're antioxidant, and these were some of the most important ones that I just picked out. I'm sure there are very many more, but these for me really stood out in the context of respiratory wellness. They're antioxidant, and why is this important? So an antioxidant is very useful in maintaining balance, helping keep oxidative stress in check. And there's a lot of talk in the wellness and nutrition circles about eating foods that are rich in antioxidants, because they also help improve your immunity. They help keep your cells healthy, and in general keep your body healthy. So I want you to keep these properties in mind as we explore, number one, the 3 aromatic compounds that have been studied for their usefulness in respiratory wellness. And also as we go through my top 5 picks of oils that are useful in supporting respiratory wellness. We're going to start with 1,8-cineol, also known as eucalyptol. It has strong healing potential. It's known for its mucolytic, dissolving excess mucus, spasmolytic, relieving spasms on the respiratory tract. Oils with eucalyptol can reduce swelling, and this is very good for sinus infections where you feel like people say, no, my sinuses. People say their sinuses are acting up or they feel inflamed over here, right? And then muscle spasms and dry coughs. A study found that eucalyptol has antimicrobial properties and is effective in inhibiting bacteria that cause sinus infections, fever, and flu. So, having an understanding of the chemistry of essential oils will help you understand how to use it. It will help you understand how to artfully apply essential oils, or how to artfully use essential oils in your wellness every single day. So when I know information like this, that eucalyptol has antimicrobial properties and can inhibit bacteria, what then I can do is I can diffuse to clear the air of bacteria, or I can also create a multi-purpose spray that I can spray into the atmosphere. So examples of oils with 1,8-cineol are eucalyptus, obviously, tea tree, rosemary, basil, sage, laurel, ravinsara, and niaouli. And these oils are actually all distilled from the leaf. The next compound we're going to talk about is limonene, and this is a major compound that is found in citrus oil. This is the compound that when you smell a citrus oil, I'm smelling lemon, and it's very light. It's very light, as opposed to an oil that has been distilled or extracted from a tree, which in comparison would feel a lot heavier. If I was to weigh them, I would say lemon is way up here, and cypress, for example, is down here, like in terms of heaviness. So monoterpenes are light in nature. They have cleansing properties. They're antimicrobial and antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral. They're antioxidant, responsible for cellular level repair, connected to slowed aging, and they also help inhibit disease processes. So experimental research has demonstrated that ingesting limonene may support the body's immune system, and it also helps with detoxifying of the body. They are known to kill pathogens and are excellent for natural, effective, non-toxic cleanings. I'm sure you've noticed that, cleaning detergents, cleaning solutions normally have added lime or lemon or citrus fragrance to give you the illusion of clean. So why not use the essential oil itself for you to actually benefit from the cleansing and non-toxic effects of using a pure citrus essential oil? So examples of these oils would be clementine, wild orange, bergamot, lemon, grapefruit, all of which have limonene in varying percentages as well. So the last group, aromatic group we're going to look at is the ketones, and these are a major chemical component found in leafy oils as well. So they have properties to promote pain relief, relaxation, respiratory health, and cell regeneration. They are camphoraceous in nature, and they have a strong, sharp, penetrating, almost medicinal scent. And I'm just going to open a bottle of peppermint so that you can see the effect of inhaling peppermint, which has menthone in it, which is a form of ketone, right? So when I smell peppermint, first of all, I can literally feel it traveling down my respiratory tract. I can feel it from my nose, and then I can feel like it's going down. I can feel it here. And what I feel it's doing is as I take in the scent, I feel like I'm breathing deep down into my belly. So I feel like when I'm smelling when I smell a bottle of peppermint, what it's signaling to my brain is breathe. Breathe, open up and breathe. That's what that does. So when used externally, products with camphor ketones, which are compounds, stimulate nerve endings to relieve pain. So when you're armed with such knowledge, you therefore know which oil contains camphor, for example, and I would turn that into a massage oil so that when I'm feeling any tension, I would then be able to use that on my muscles, right? In aromatherapy, camphor would promote deep breathing, which makes it useful to relieve stress, mental exhaustion, and respiratory pain. So you use these oils when you need a breather or you're feeling constricted and constrained. So oils which have ketones include fennel, include rosemary, include peppermint. So when I smell rosemary, let me just do that here. I don't necessarily feel it going up through my nose as distinctly as I do with peppermint, but I do feel the sense of an opening up in my chest. I can literally feel my chest expanding and by extension, my belly expanding as well as I take a breath. So rosemary does have a camphor smell from far, but it's also, it's sharp, but it's not as sharp as peppermint. But it is sharp as well. So now that we have explored 1,8-cineol, we've explored limonene, and they've gone through a bit of ketones, I'm going to talk to you about 5 essential oils that I personally would be my top pick for essential oils for respiratory wellness. So the thing about essential oils is that there are so many essential oils that can do so much stuff. When you're starting out, you don't want to overwhelm yourself. You don't want to overwhelm your senses. You want to go one step at a time. And the thing about oils, again, is that any use of essential oils is systemic. For you to see sustained results, you have to use the oils consistently, right? And you have to find enjoyable ways to use essential oils so that it doesn't become a chore. So we're going into the next section of just exploring the different essential oils. I've narrowed it down to 5 because if I was to do the whole breadth and the whole spectrum of essential oils, we'd probably be looking at the very least 15 essential oils that all can support respiratory wellness. But in my opinion, and in my experience, these are the oils that if you have these ones, you're well on your way. You're actually catered for. So the first one is eucalyptus, and every home needs to have a bottle of eucalyptus. Like, it's one of those oils that should definitely be in your wellness cabinet, right? One of the, if not the most important oil that in my opinion, really supports respiratory wellness. And it's an oil that I would suggest that every wellness toolkit has because it offers a host of benefits for respiratory wellness. So eucalyptus contains eucalyptol, 1,8-cineol. And 1,8-cineol has powerful cleansing benefits. It produces a soothing, cooling, let me see what that would be. It is soothing and cooling, and that is very useful in reducing fevers. So breathing eucalyptus vapor may help break up mucus, reduce inflammation, relieve pain, ease headaches, and muscle tension that can result from a cold or a flu. And eucalyptus just has a very fresh, rejuvenating scent, and it's the ultimate decongestant. So when you have a cold or you feel as if like you're really congested, eucalyptus can help promote clear breathing and may improve sleep. And in fact, if you're somebody who like suffers or snores a lot and you want a little bit of relief, one of the remedies or essential oil protocols that I would suggest is diffusing eucalyptus and lavender. So because eucalyptus will help you breathe a little bit better, and then lavender will obviously help you with sleep. So diffusing that, say, an hour before you go to bed would be very helpful. The other thing is, using a 2% dilution of eucalyptus and water in a spray bottle will kill 70% of airborne staph bacteria. So once you understand the aromatic compounds which make up the chemistry of an essential oil, you can then artfully decide how to use this information and bring it into your everyday. This is the art part of using essential oil. So for example, now that I know eucalyptus will help promote clear breathing and may improve sleep, I can make a protocol with lavender and diffuse that an hour before bedtime, as I have explained. Or in this case, I can just diffuse eucalyptus into the atmosphere, or even make a spray bottle with water, and that will help kill 70% of airborne staph bacteria. One of the ways that eucalyptus is also very useful if you're somebody who wakes up early in the morning and then you wake up with a stuffy nose, or you're sneezing, or you just feel like your airways are blocked, one of the things that you can do for yourself that's very useful is to add eucalyptus to your showering experience. And it helps, in addition to waking you up, because it has a very fresh scent, it will also help you just breathe a little bit better. The next oil that I want to really highlight for us is lemon oil. And lemon is cold pressed from the rind of lemon fruit. It's traditionally used to clear heat and phlegm. It is known to reduce bacterial levels, to reduce pain and inflammation. And as we've said, lemon is a citrus oil, and the main component of citrus oils are limonene. And then lemon will help with cough relief by promoting lymphatic drainage. If you've noticed cough lozenges in particular either have lemon or they're either menthol based, and there's a reason for that. Lemon has gamma terpene, which is cleansing. It has alpha pinene, which has immune support, limonene, which is energizing, uplifting, and cleansing. And lemon oil is rich in antioxidants, in citric acid, vitamin C, and it has antiseptic properties that help fight bacteria. So lemon is a very good oil to diffuse, to help you with cleansing and purifying the air. It's also very good to use in cleaning. And I explained earlier that there's a reason why cleaning products have lemon or lime fragrances in it. And then you see, with the chemistry of it being cleansing and also immune support, in this part of immune support and lemon oil being rich in antioxidants, you can actually put a drop of lemon oil in your water, depending on how much water you're using. And you also need to use a glass bottle. And just be on the lookout, because I'm going to do a class on internal use of doTERRA essential oils. And because we're told anyway that we should take that to flush out our system, to detoxify, and to help us wake up. So lemon oil is also a very good alternative to doing that. And one of my favorite combinations, again, also to be used in the shower or just to diffuse, is eucalyptus and lemon. And it's very helpful, because then you have the rejuvenating and cleansing properties of eucalyptus together with the cleansing, antibacterial, antioxidant properties of lemon. So this is a very refreshing shower blend, especially when you use it fasting in the morning when you've woken up. The next oil we're going to talk about is actually peppermint, and I've done a little bit of a peppermint smell fest for you guys. And like I said, when you smell peppermint, at least for me, I'm smelling immediately. I can really feel its effects up right here by the bridge of my nose as it travels down, and then it almost like inspires me to, just breathe deeper. It's like open and breathe. So it contains menthol, it contains menthone, and it contains 1,8-cineol. And menthone is actually a type of ketone. And so it has a clean, camphorous, minty, fresh, and sharp scent. And menthol will create the cooling sensation, which can be used to soothe a numb or a scratchy throat. And then menthone is effective in clearing the lungs. And hence you can see that when I'm smelling peppermint, because of the menthone, really what I'm feeling is a sense of expansion. It's almost like my chest is involuntarily expanding. And it's also good for relieving nausea and headaches. And so what I would do in that situation is just put a drop of peppermint on my fingertips and gently just kind of rub it on my temples for immediate relief from headaches. And then peppermint is stimulating and strengthening because it's a very sharp and a clean scent. It's very stimulating. It's antiseptic, antispasmodic, which is also the same as a spasmolytic. It is effective in reducing mucus, relieving cough, sinusitis, and like I've told you, I've smelt it, and I've smelt it right about this area here. That's where I have felt its action fast, immediately. Throat infections, colds, flus, asthma, bronchitis. It's good for congestion when you're feeling stuffy, and its cooling properties can help reduce inflammation if you experience pain. So because peppermint is actually a bit of a stronger oil, I would, one, use it sparingly. I would diffuse it. And then if I was going to use it topically, you would have to dilute it in a carrier oil. You can't use it directly on your skin because chances of skin irritation are very high. So I would make a massage roller bottle with, say, fractionated coconut oil and peppermint, and just roll that on areas where I'm experiencing tension. Then if you've got fevers, you put cold water. If your temperatures are running a bit high, you take cold water, add a drop of peppermint into the water, wring your base cloth in the basin, and then kind of use that to cool down your body for immediate relief. And one of the properties that I talked about essential oils is that they are adaptogenic, which means they go to the area in the body where they are needed, and they create a sense of balance. So we're going to also now explore rosemary oil. And many of us know rosemary the herb, and rosemary the herb smells very different from rosemary the oil. Rosemary's chemistry is 1,8-cineol, which is cleansing, camphor, which is soothing, and alpha-pinene, which is relaxing. And we have said that camphor is very useful in aromatherapy to help relieve pain. Rosemary will promote healthy respiratory function, especially when it comes to congestion that is caused by a cold or a flu. It is antiseptic, antispasmodic, which is a spasmolytic, which means it helps relieve spasms. It relieves coughs, colds, and flu. It is helpful in relieving minor pain and inflammation, especially relating to stressed out and tense muscles. So rosemary is actually a very gentle smelling oil. It has camphor, but it's very gentle. If you were to compare the scent of rosemary and peppermint, peppermint is very sharp. Rosemary is a little bit more relaxed and toned down. That's the correct word. So rosemary is a gentle analgesic, which is relieving minor pain and inflammation. It's a regulator that will help to balance the body and mind, and to relieve headaches, migraines, and general fatigue. One of the protocols to really take note of would be rosemary and peppermint. And when I do not a comparison, but when I smell them together, it's almost like rosemary also will help to tone down and balance the peppermint. So I would use this probably to create a massage blend, because both of them are analgesics and they're good for pain. So I would put like 1 drop of peppermint or 1 toothpick swirl of peppermint, because peppermint tends to overpower and dominate. And then I would put like 2 drops of rosemary for its gentle effects, and then top it up with a carrier oil, like fractionated carrier oil, and create a roller bottle, which I would then use to help massage, for example, sore and tense muscles. So rosemary is a regulator. We've talked about that. It would help to relieve headaches, migraines, and general fatigue. And I believe, those are 3 different things, but a blend of rosemary and peppermint would be especially helpful with headaches, with migraines, and fatigue. And so I would also probably use this in a shower, as part of my shower experience in the evening, especially when you're really worn out and tired. Just take note that peppermint is very stimulating, and you wouldn't want to have it overpower you, because if you have too much of peppermint in the evening, you will not sleep, as opposed to using peppermint in the morning when you really want to wake up. So that it can go both ways. So I would either use peppermint and rosemary, or peppermint and lemon in the morning, and then use peppermint and rosemary in a massage blend. So inhaling rosemary has been found to strengthen immune health. So it would function as an immunostimulant. The last oil that I'm going to really highlight and spotlight today is tea tree. Now, tea tree's chemistry is pinene, which is relaxing, terpinene, which is cleansing, and terpinene-4-ol, which is soothing. So there have been a lot of studies that have looked at the antiseptic and antibacterial and antimicrobial property of tea tree in particular, and it's been found to inhibit the growth of bacteria causing respiratory issues. It may help support a healthy immune system and soothe the nerves. It is antimicrobial. It's effective against bacteria, viruses, and fungal infections. So it's good to help fight colds and flu. One of the things it's also very good at is in purifying the air. And one of my favorite personal blends that actually functions as a powerful antiseptic is tea tree and oregano, when either you diffuse it or when you create a steam tent. So when you have a cold or a flu running, you want to put a drop of tea tree and a drop of oregano in a bowl of hot water, and then you put your head almost not too close so that you're getting burnt, but a respectable distance, and cover your head and just inhale the vapor and allow yourself to just open up as a result. And true story that oregano and tea tree blended together smells like little antiseptic, a very similar scent without all the nasties, of course. And then you can also use that particular blend in your cleaning solutions. If you want to amp it up a bit, you can also add a drop of lemon. So you create an all-purpose spray, a diffusing combination, or when you're cleaning your floors, you also add a few drops of that in the water, right? So I've talked to you about my top 5 choices of essential oils that would be very useful in helping you with your respiratory wellness. And doTERRA has gone ahead to create this very beautiful blend called Breathe. I didn't include it here as a slide, but the Breathe blend contains laurel leaf, eucalyptus, peppermint, tea tree, lemon, cardamom, ravinsara, and ravensara. So out of all my oils here, peppermint, actually all the oils I mentioned, all these top 5 oils individually have come together in this blend, which also includes ravinsara and ravensara and cardamom, which have all been studied for their properties to help us breathe better. So in order of priority for me, one of the top oils everybody should definitely get a hold of is eucalyptus, without a doubt. And then lemon, and then you can now have your pick of either tea tree, rosemary, or peppermint. Or alternatively, just get yourself the doTERRA Breathe blend, which merges all the beautiful properties of these oils into a synergy that works together for respiratory wellness. So I've talked to you about what the respiratory system is and the important role it plays in our bodies. I've talked to you about, factors that can negatively impact respiratory wellness. I've talked to you about why proper breathing is important. I've talked to you about the role essential oils will play in respiratory wellness. I've talked to you about my top 5 oils, and I could have gone on because, to be honest, there are almost 20 essential oils that in one way or another would support respiratory wellness. But these are the most the word will not be prolific, but these are the ones that are multitasking. They're the most versatile. That's the one. These are the most versatile oils that will give you more value for the money, right? So now I just want to talk to you about how to breathe better, practical tips. As I mentioned earlier, I found it very interesting in my research that a lot of the reasons that could impair proper breathing are down to lifestyle choices and decisions. And in the same way, these very same lifestyle choices and decisions we make can have a part in helping us play better. So our lifestyle choices and decisions can actually either lead us into disease, or they can also help us breathe better. So my approach to respiratory wellness is prevention is better than cure. And one of the things to take note is, a consistent routine of wellness is actually the best and most assured way to ensure you and your family stay ready and stay well all year round. And so you really just want to go through, again, in the first wellness class I taught, which was building wellness habits with essential oils, I covered the wellness pyramid, and it talks about diet and nutrition. It talks about rest and relaxation. exercise and movement, reducing the toxic load, informed self-care. Those are some of the pillars of the wellness pyramid. And so just depositing into these different wellness accounts will help you make sure that you are, one, bolstering your immunity and taking care of your environment so that you and your family can stay protected to the as much as possible. So this particular section that I'm talking about is going to give you some aspects of preventive measures, and management measures. So we are trying as much as possible to keep well, but in the event we do get down with a cold, what can we do? So exercising regularly, eating well, getting enough sleep, staying hydrated every single day are key to helping your respiratory system function properly. We've talked about the impact of exercise. We've talked about the impact of proper posture on breathing. Eating well. Right now we have it's the season for oranges and pixies and tangerines, and they're at affordable price in the market. So stock up on that. Get yourself hydrated. Drink or eat your fruits and your veggies so that your immune system can be healthy and strong and able to fight off and ward off infection. You want to get enough sleep because you don't get enough sleep. Many people have a lot of stress because you're not getting enough sleep. And I will be having a sleep class very soon in September, God willing, and I will be having one of my favorite, a sleep trainer come in and speak to us about sleep. So that's something to look forward to as well. But this is also key to helping your respiratory system function properly. Lastly, you want to reduce the toxic load, and you just want to be careful because you don't want to place unnecessary strain and pressure on your lungs, which are your body's filtering organs. So you also want to be careful about the amount of stress that you're subjecting your body to. Remember that our bodies get tired and our bodies get worn and torn as a result of stress and as a result of toxic load. So I'm going to share with you ways that you can incorporate essential oils practically to support your respiratory wellness. So one of the things that I've been talking about throughout this whole presentation is you have to create a healthy environment with a sparkling, clean living space. Cleaning, because we know infections are caused by airborne bacteria. Did I just say bacteria? Airborne bacteria, viruses, fungi, microbes, all of them. And if you wipe down and you clean with essential oils that are powerhouses in cleaning, lemon, eucalyptus, tea tree, a little bit of peppermint, you can make all-purpose spray, an all-purpose cleaning solution, which you use to wipe down surfaces, which you use to wipe down areas of high traffic, like when everybody's opening the doorknob, wipe that down. Clean your floors using this same essential oil concentrate, if you may. And then you add things like vinegar, and vinegar is one of those ingredients that you have in the house that will do so much for you, and it is responsible for just cleaning and giving some scent, and then all you need is water. So I'm also going to do a ditch and switch class, and I'm going to also do a class on green cleaning, where I walk you through basics of just simplifying your cleaning routine. Believe me, you don't need 10 different types of cleaners for 10 different surfaces. You can just make one, which will easily multi-function and help you stay well. The other thing you need to do is rest. And I can't stress this enough. We need rest so that our body can regenerate, refresh, and renew. And one of the ways that you can add to your sleep routine is by diffusing a few drops of oil to create a restful environment before you go to sleep. Obviously, there are other things that you can do, like reducing the screen time before you go to bed, etc. We'll cover that more in September. But for today, I've given you an example of a protocol that you can use to help you sleep better and to help you breathe better, which is just eucalyptus and lavender in your diffuser 1 hour before bed. And there are other ways that you can do that, but also including something like lavender and frankincense is a good one. You can also roll a calming essential oil or massage an essential oil at the bottoms of your feet for at bedtime for a calming and restful scent. And when you massage oils at the bottom of your feet, they have a tendency to be distributed all around your body, the rest of your body. You want to diffuse. So diffusing has a twofold approach. And so let me just go back quickly here. By creating a healthy environment, you're trying to prevent the spread of infectious microbes and all that in your home. By resting, it is also a preventive measure because you want to make sure you're recharged and your stress levels are managed and you're regulated and renewed. When we come to diffusing, it's also a preventive or a managing. It's either for preventive purposes or for management purposes. So on one hand, you want to create mood around your home. And so you can say, I want to be a bit more relaxed, hence using something like lavender and eucalyptus before you go to bed to help promote a good night's sleep. Or you want to invigorate, soothe, or uplift, hence use something like lemon and peppermint in the morning to help you keep your focus. But more than helping you dictate the mood of your home, and I'm going to discuss all this in a class that is coming up as well, so be on the lookout for that. You also want to diffuse because it helps with purifying the air depending on the oils that you use. We've talked about tea tree being a very good antiseptic together with oregano and lemon. When you diffuse that, what you're doing is actually killing a lot of the microbes that are present in the air. The same thing with diffusing eucalyptus and lemon. You're also, so consistently diffusing will help purify your air, and you'll get into a place where you will have effectively eliminated a big number of bacteria and microbes without having to go a toxic route. The other thing that you can do is to create an essential oil wellness tea. So here we take a lot of dawa, lemon and ginger and honey stirred into hot water. So if you don't have ginger and lemon, you can actually take a toothpick swirl of ginger oil and lemon oil, which simply means take a toothpick, dip it into the orifice. Let me see. Oh gosh. Dip it into the, oh, this is not working. Okay, there's an orifice on the cup. Dip a toothpick inside there, take it out and swirl it in a cup of hot water. Add your honey and add your ginger oil, and then take that in. It's also very good just for immune support. And so how do you know which essential oils to take, which doTERRA essential oils to use? So as you can see with lemon, it has a label here. On its label, it has a line written essential oil supplement. I don't know if you can see that, which is different from tea tree, which is only written essential oil, or eucalyptus here, which is written essential oil blend. So doTERRA has made it easy for us to know which essential oils we can use internally and which ones we can't. And again, I will be doing a class on internal use of doTERRA essential oils, so stay tuned for that. As you can tell, I've got a lot of exciting wellness classes planned for you, and I hope that you will be able to join in and have a listen. So the other areas we're going to talk about is steam inhalation. Steam inhalation is especially useful as a management practice. So if you already have, let's say you've done everything you can, but you still got a cold. So one of the ways to manage the effects of the cold are through steam inhalation. And what steam inhalation will do is it increases the moisture in the mucus, making it easier to expel. So when my son used to have colds, I would boil together citronella, I would boil artemisia leaves, I would boil lemon leaves, and I would boil lavender leaves. And I would put all that together, boil it, hot water, and then we would sit together and we would put our heads not too close to the water so we get burnt, but again, a respectable distance, and then cover ourselves with the head and allow the steam of the vapor to just work on each of us as we breathe. And we do that for about 5 to 10 minutes. And then I would notice that actually the mucus would literally start coming down. It's the same concept, only this time we're using a drop or two of essential oils. The other thing you want to do is you can create a scent tent, and this is a beautiful self-care break at any time of the day. So what you're going to do is to take, in fact, I should not even have said place a few drops. You just need one drop, because I did this a bit earlier and my eyes were literally stinging because I had overdone it. So you want to be careful when you're using pure essential oils not to abuse them, because you use too much and you're wasting, and it's you who gets irritated in the long run. So I've put literally a small amount of eucalyptus on my hands. I rub my hands together I still put too much. Wow. Either use that to create a scent tint, or you can actually just directly inhale from the bottle as well, because the effects are just the same. And as I smell eucalyptus, I just feel like, I'm literally breathing deep into my belly. So this is one of the ways that you can create a quick self-care break for yourself and also help yourself breathe better. This eucalyptus actually smells very nice, and I'm going to I'd like to point out right now that this particular eucalyptus is called, and it's a eucalyptus essential oil blend, because it has, I believe it's 5 species of eucalyptus. So there's eucalyptus globulus, there's eucalyptus radiata, there's eucalyptus conchi, and there are others. There are over 120 species of eucalyptus. Now, not all of them are therapeutic, but there are some which have been studied. So what doTERRA has done is it's combined 5 different species of eucalyptus to give us a stronger version of eucalyptus essential oil that's drawing on very many therapeutic properties of the different species. I think that's really fascinating and really something to be excited about. It's also the same with thyme, it's also the same with copaiba, it's also the same with frankincense. So what having different synergies does, it gives you a stronger and more enhanced version of an essential oil. The other thing you can do is create an aromatic massage, and you want to do this in a cream. You want to combine drops of oil, essential oils, in a cream, lotion, or carrier oil to help you spread the effects of the oils. Many of the oils, if they are used just like that on the skin, they are very irritating. So you want to be able to put them in a base that will carry them, hence the term carrier oil, all over the body. And your choice of carrier oil depends on your skin type and depends on so many other factors. But you can never go wrong with fractionated coconut oil, because it's neutral and it's non-fatty and it's non-greasy. One of the things, again, to staying well is to stay hydrated. And when you're hydrated, it can also help detoxify your body. We've talked about how we are told to take lemon with water with a slice of lemon in it, or lemon squeezed into it. You can also just take a drop or a toothpick swirl. In fact, I would err on the side of less. So I would start with a toothpick swirl of a citrus oil, and my top 2 picks would be lemon or orange, but grapefruit works just as well, mandarin works as well, kumquat works as well, clementine. These are all beautiful oils that you can use to help with detoxification of your body. Then you can make an essential oil rub, but this is best done with a solid carrier oil. So as opposed to using something like almond oil, which is liquid, I would use coconut oil, I would use mango butter, I would use shea butter, I would use coconut oil. Actually, the top for me, coconut oil would be a good one as a base, because you kind of want it to be solid, not liquid that you pour out. So using a solid carrier oil of your choice as a base, you'd add in a few essential oils, mix that together, and then rub it onto your chest, on your back of your neck, or your temples. The other thing is bath time, and in my honest opinion, bath time is highly underrated as a wellness strategy. Because during bath time, you can relax, you can open up your airways. There's a lot of wellness potential wrapped up in bath time. So one of the ways you can do that is to add drops of essential oil to an Epsom salt bath and soak for no more than 20 minutes. In addition to detoxifying your body, it can also help with your skincare, but it can also help with relaxation. And then in the shower, you can place 2 drops of oil onto the shower floor, which can be a bit wasteful. I did a video on my Instagram showing how to use essential oils in the shower. And then you can also put the drops on your shower cloth instead. And so the steam from the water will create a natural diffuser for the oil you've chosen, leaving you with a clear, invigorated feeling. And like I've told you, some of my favorite blends, especially for respiratory wellness, would be eucalyptus and lemon. And I would also give peppermint and rosemary a try. And even peppermint and lemon. So like I've said, there are so many oils that you can use to support your respiratory wellness. But one of the things we should really be focusing on is bolstering our immunity so that when infections try to come in, our bodies are effectively able to fight them off. And so you want to have oils which are known immunostimulants. Is one of them. Copaiba is one of them. Oregano is an antioxidant and it is very useful in helping the cells to regenerate. We've got cardamom. The other oils that you can use are manuka, lemongrass, melissa, and bergamot. And in terms of helping you bolster your immunity, you probably want to consider how can I take them internally. And I'm specifically talking about the doTERRA essential oils in this case. Please let us be very clear on that, because there are guidelines and there are ways on which you go about it safely so that you don't compromise your own wellness because of being naughty or something like that. Then you can also diffuse this extra doTERRA blends, Deep Blue, which functions as almost like Deep Heat. It's a very good pain, tension, and soothing blend. So when you've got aches and pain, you can also use this in the shower, but you can also diffuse it. You can use On Guard, you can use Breathe, which is the respiratory blend, and which is actually one of the oils I would recommend everybody should have in their wellness toolkit. And AirX. You can also check out the class I did on getting started with doTERRA, where I really went into what makes Deep Blue, On Guard, Breathe, Oregano, frankincense, like really important oils to have. It would answer a lot more questions around how do they support wellness, right? Then you can also use essential oil infused products. And here I've highlighted the throat drops, what we call lozenges. So this is Breathe, which has the Breathe blend of oils in lozenge form. We've got ginger lemon drops, and we've also got On Guard throat lozenges. The other product that I really would recommend that I didn't talk about, that I didn't put into a slide, is the Breathe Vapor Stick. So clearly this one of mine is over. I need to get another one, but I'm never without this in the home. I think we always have like 2 of them going at any given time, because this is very useful when colds and sore throats are threatening. So all we have to do is to, rub all over, and it's a very it just works. It's like really effective, and it has all the components of Breathe blend, which are eucalyptus, laurel leaf, peppermint, tea tree, lemon, Ravensara, cardamom, and Ravensara essential oils, all into one convenient vapor stick. And in fact, they even rebranded. This is the old one, but this is one that we have, and I use it on children and adults alike, and it's very, very useful and effective. That brings me to the end of the respiratory wellness class for this month. I pray it has been useful and helpful, given you a bit of understanding on how you can take the knowledge of the science of essential oils and apply it into your everyday wellness. And we've really discussed what the respiratory system is. We've talked about what impacts breathing. We've talked about why proper breathing is important. I've really gone into how essential oils can support us in respiratory wellness, and the aromatic compounds that make that possible. I've also listed for you some of the therapeutic properties that give essential oils an edge in respiratory wellness. And I've now talked to you about how to practically apply or use essential oils in respiratory wellness. So if you're interested in bringing doTERRA essential oils into your home, send me a message or just ask me about it, because I do take individual orders, but you have to let me know what your order is at least by the 25th of the previous month. So for example, if you want your order in July, you have to let me know by 25th of June so that I can put it in the July order, and you have to allow a bit of time for shipping. And then if you're unsure or undecided or just need a bit of guidance, especially around doTERRA essential oils, let's discuss some options for you based on your wellness needs. You can also talk to me about my 25% wholesale discount, which is available to those who are interested in essential oils as a wellness lifestyle. So the next class is going to be Nurture Your Femininity with Essential Oils. I'm so excited to teach this class. Femininity is one of my favorite topics to talk about, and essential oils is definitely one of my favorite topics. So we're going to figure out how to merge these two in a very practical and easy way. And I'm excited because I'm going to be having Coach Alice to help me walk us through this class. She's a femininity and etiquette coach, and I'm excited for her to share her wisdom on femininity as we go through this. Thank you very much for joining this class. Thank you for listening in if you're watching on the replay. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was. Let me know what you do to keep yourself well and protected during the cold season, even as we are transitioning into the cold season. Let me know what works for you and what you've done and what you do for yourself and your family. Keep in touch with me. You can follow me. You can follow me on Facebook. Check me out on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram. You can send me an email. You can send me a WhatsApp. And now you can also check out my YouTube channel where the replay will be at Briorata. You can also catch up with the first 4 classes on YouTube at Briorata. So until next month, have yourselves a beautiful June, and God bless all of you.